so I've tried to break this down into categories. I'm gonna try not to ramble and just get to the point in my overall review of the phone. So starting off with the exact model I got, I'm gonna give you a close-up look at it. It is in the color titanium black. It has 512 gigs. I will put the price of this exact model on the screen. This is the one that I have been using, just in case you are curious as I go through the review. So now that we've covered that, let's get into category one, which is the look and the feel. Everyone has been talking about the minor updates to the way this phone looks coming from like the S24 Ultra. The updates, I really like them. I like the slimmer bezels. I like the smoother corners. I think it definitely feels better in my hand to hold. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's starting to look like an iPhone, but as an iPhone user, I like it. I'm not gonna complain about it. It's great. The S25 Ultra on its own is beautiful. Another thing I want to go over with the look is the screen is definitely brighter. If you have your phone and you need to use it and you're like outside and you know the sun's shining all bright and you just need to still be able to see your display really well, you're gonna get that on this phone. I also really like how customizable it is, and the reason I'm bringing that up here is because my screen saver situation, my custom lock screen for this phone, elite. I think it is the best setup that I have on all of my phones, and y'all, I have a lot of phones, so that says something. The theme is cherry, honey, okay? And it's giving. And I do feel like this one has a little bit more features when it comes to customizing than my iPhone does, especially like something I really love is, and this only matters if you like to girly pop your phone or like make it look really custom to you, but you know how you can put your apps in folders, right? On this phone, you can make your folders bigger and you can customize the color of the folders to match your phone layout. I currently have mine as red and I just think it looks so good. It's like a small feature that not everyone's gonna care about, but I care about and I use and I like. So when it comes to customizing and making this phone look like your own, 10s for me. 10s across the board for me. Now let's get into performance because I know that matters a lot for a lot of people. We're gonna start with battery life. Now, I feel like this is something that Samsung does really well, at least on the Ultras. I felt this way about my S24 Ultra. The battery is insane. The battery on my S25 Ultra is also insane. I think it's one of the best batteries on a phone that I've used consistently. Now, I haven't used every phone, so don't start tussling with me, but like, out of the phones that are usually in my daily round, the battery on this phone, yeah, they got it. I also really love that they have fast charging. This is a double plus for me. I am a power user when it comes to phones. So I'm often going through different apps and using my email and using my camera. And so I do a lot of stuff that would burn through battery. So I feel like I'm a good tester of battery performance, and the battery performs really well. Now this phone does have the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip in it. I went to Hawaii with Snapdragon last year and I got to hold the chip in my hand. So it's really cool to know that the chip is in the phone and the performance, you can tell a difference. Like I can tell a difference. I feel like it's more snappy, it's more responsive. I don't typically game on my phone, but I've watched other people's reviews and so I know that they are noticing a difference. So yeah, overall, I feel like the performance is nice. I don't have really any complaints with how the phone has been performing yet. For me, based on what I do. Next thing's gonna be AI, and I feel like that's probably the bulk of this phone, which I don't know, maybe that is the future of phones. Like maybe that's where we're going. Before we would be used to seeing more physical updates. I'm noticing the trend of like software upgrades, which I have questions about overall, but I'll save them for another day in another video. However, this phone has a lot of software updates, and being it unpacked, like, this was the meat and potatoes, okay? So the main focus was like the new AI features. So I'm gonna go through a few that I think are useful, the ones that I've used at least and can speak to. Number one is Now Briefs, Daily Briefs. Now Daily Briefs. It's just Now Briefs, I think. There's this new feature where when you wake up in the morning, right? You open your phone, there's a thing that says Now Brief at the bottom and you click it and it says, "Good morning, Taylor. How was your wonderful sleep? Beautiful." It doesn't say all that, but it basically like gives you a warm welcoming and then it starts to display the things that it thinks you care about. Now, the concept of this, I like it. I like it a lot. I think this can blossom into something very nice. I wish that I could really get in there and customize it to tell me things that I truly cared about. Right now, it does feel a little generic, but it is a new feature. So I just can't wait to see how this improves. There's the audio eraser, which is another huge feature I've seen a lot of people talking about and raving about. I've tried it, it works really well. So basically what this is maybe you're at a carnival, okay? And you're trying to vlog on your phone, but it's obviously loud because you're at a carnival. You can go back and basically eliminate all of the background noise and focus on your vocals. I love this feature in all phones. I think this is great, especially as a creative when it comes to like being in a pinch and needing to grab a shot. I do think tools like this are useful. I don't think people use them every day, but I think they will come in handy for sure. There are the writing tools like Writing Assist and Chat Assist that I really do like, especially as someone who uses, like I use my S25 Ultra as a business phone, as a second phone. Obviously I told y'all in the title probably that I'm an iPhone user as well. So I always have an iPhone and an Android. I typically use my Androids as my business phones because they're integrated with Google apps and Gmail, and I use the whole Google suite. So it just works out in my favor. It's already kind of like set up for me. But I find that these tools work really well, especially if you are using your phone for like productivity purposes. The writing assistant tools coming from AI are really nice to have. Which brings me to things like browsing assist that are also nice to have, especially if you are an article reader or a skimmer. Like I'm a skimmer. There are things that I don't watch videos on that I just need to read about, but sometimes I'm a little lazy and I don't want to read the whole article. Get to the point, you know what I mean? And so having the browsing assist be able to summarize articles for you and then even read them out loud to you is nice. Why wouldn't you want to have that? And then there's the more creative AI things like drawing assist and the object remover and things like that, which are fun. I will say the Samsung object remover is pretty dang good. It is really good. I've been seeing so many people putting their hands over their face and then they like remove their hand. And sometimes it's a little questionable, but I'm saying this to say I've tried this feature on other phones and this is one of the better performing ones. Good job, guys. Now, let's get into the camera because if you did not know, I am a camera connoisseur. I really want to get a sweatshirt that says that. Anyways, one of the updates they made was they gave this phone a new 50 megapixel ultra wide camera. As someone who shoots on ultra wide cameras a lot, I love it. Especially when I'm like vlogging or taking selfies or things like that, the ultra wide comes in clutch. So happy with the upgrade that they made. The other thing I really enjoy about the camera in general is just like pro camera settings. Now, it reminds me of a camera in the sense of how I can adjust the settings, which takes me to the next feature that I'm really loving is being able to shoot and log on this phone. Now, the reason I love this on this phone in particular, because a lot of phones are starting to roll this out where you can shoot log on them. Great, love that. You don't need a memory card plugged into your phone to shoot log on this phone. You also can color correct directly on this phone. So I don't want to call it color grade, but it will correct the color so you can shoot and log to get the most out of your video and then correct the coloring right on the phone with the tap of a button and then save your log video and your color corrected video and to have both. I like it a whole lot. Now I know that shooting log isn't for everyone. I feel like it is, again, one of those things that's like more for creatives or videographers or cinematographers or, you know, people who really lean into the camera, but it's a nice pro camera feature to have. I can't just mention the camera things and not show y'all some of the examples. So I'll definitely like insert some of the photos that I have been taking lately on this phone where I can just kind of show you a little bit, test the camera quality and kind of give you a visual of what I've been seeing. So yeah, initial thoughts on the camera, those are it. Because I've been using this phone more, I've also been trying to dabble into the Samsung ecosystem. One day I'd love to like test out the whole ecosystem for like a week and then come back and tell y'all my experience. I'm talking like laptops, tablets, headphones, everything, you know? But I do have the Samsung Fit 3. It is so cute. It reminds me a lot of my Fitbit, which I love. If you know, you know, like I'm a Fitbit girl. I've been loving the Samsung Fit 3 a lot. And also I will say the battery on that is impeccable. It is so freaking good. I am a fitness girly. I work out at least 3 to 4 times a week, if not more. So I have been using this and testing out like Samsung Health essentially because that is where you're gonna get all your information from. And I've really been liking it. I think it's fair to say overall, I really like this phone, but I do have a few things that I don't love. And I wanna mention those because we give our honest opinions around here, okay? And so the first one is going to be, I don't love that we don't have Bluetooth in the S Pen. Now, I realize that this is like not a big deal to 99% of the people who own the phone. But I just feel like if even 1% of the people were using it, because basically they said they took it away because it just wasn't being used. And if you're like, what are you talking about with the S Pen and Bluetooth? Basically, you could take your S Pen out of your phone. Like I can do it on my S24 Ultra. Take the S Pen out of the phone, I can mount my phone up on my mirror, step back and take pictures by just clicking the S Pen. So it's like a Bluetooth remote, especially when it comes to like camera features. And I just thought that was so handy and so unique that for them to take it away on this phone, I'm like, why do that? Like, why take it away? Who was it hurting? Who was it hurting? You know what I mean? So I am very sad to see that go on the S25 Ultra. I'm not gonna lie. The other thing I wanna mention is in relation to the cameras, and this is how I felt so far using Samsung devices. I am often either like impressed or underwhelmed. I'm gonna explain this. When it comes to the Samsung cameras, sometimes I take pictures and I'm like, this can outperform any phone camera that I own because the picture comes out so good, it's so crisp, it's so sharp. The Samsung camera tends to have this like digitalized feature on it that you can't really turn off. It's just how the cameras are. I don't mind it because sometimes it really works in my favor, but there are other times where I'm using this camera and I'm like, nope, I don't like how this came out. And it is very unpredictable for me. Now, could it be user error? Sure. So that's just something that I'm trying to figure out with my Samsung devices. It's like, how can I get it to be consistent across the board every time I'm shooting? I just wanted to mention that as a camera girl. Other than that, I don't really got no more woes about this phone. I love it overall. I will say for the people who are like, should I upgrade or not? I feel very similar to how I felt about the iPhone upgrading this year. Coming from the 15 Pro Max to the 16 Pro Max. If you have the 15 Pro Max, do you need to upgrade? No. If you have the S24 Ultra, do you need to upgrade? No. No, you don't. And you got the S Pen. So like, you know, I feel like the 2-year mark is a sweet spot. If this would be a 2-year upgrade for you, go for it. Because the phone is good. But if not, what's the rush? It's personal preference. You can do what you want. It's your money. You can spend it how you want. But I think it's not a necessity to upgrade coming from the S24 Ultra. As someone who has the S24 Ultra, I love that phone. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions about the S25 Ultra. I hope you got something from this video. If you have any questions, you know the drill. Leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And other than that, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.